Na visita às instalações do College of Carpenters and Allied Trade, o Ministro Federal do Trabalho, Shamus O Regan, afirmou que resolver o problema da escassez de mão de obra é uma questão urgente relativa aos ofícios especializados.
Other communities, I would say, particularly indigenous people, we need more. So we have a lot of people in this country who aren't fully utilized in the trades. We've got to think about how we can do a better job of that. And just speaking to the people here, they're already on in terms of hiring more female instructors, making women feel more open in the trades. The interesting thing about the trades these days is they've evolved so much, and in fact, a lot of them become so technical in their nature. They're actually more accessible for women now than they were before. And I think of other areas in natural resources, for instance, we kind of have this notion that it's, for instance, if you're a mining, you're going to go out with a pick and a shovel.
A par com a falta de mão de obra, espera-se que 700 mil trabalhadores qualificados se aposentem até 2028, tornando urgente o recrutamento e treino de milhares, uma vez que estes são os trabalhadores essenciais para construir a infraestrutura do Canadá, desde o transporte público até à habitação. O presidente do Carpenters District Council of Ontario concorda com a urgência em tentar resolver o problema e diz que a formação de novos profissionais é um importante caminho.
It's so important for ministers on the federal level and on the provincial level to engage with our next generation of apprentices in the carpentry field. We're so proud of this organization, the College of Carpenters and Allied Trades. We're proud of our staff, which is the best in the country. Young people have never had a better time to come into the construction sector than today. We have many retirements taking place, but at the same time, governments at all levels in Canada, Ontario and Toronto are investing in the needed infrastructure that makes our society the top. We need housing, we need mass transit, we need healthcare, we need education. Young people can come in and build their communities, build a better life for themselves and their families, and it's so great to have that opportunity to have that discussion with the Minister and with Francesco Sorbara, our MP here in Bonn, Woodbridge. In Toronto, GTA, we have over 250 cranes operating on a daily basis. We have the largest crane count in North America. That demands skilled workers. Doesn't matter if it's a carpenter, a laborer, electrician, a plumber, a sheet metal worker, engineers, designers. This is the time for young people to take a look at the construction industry, get involved. As Christina has mentioned, the College of Carpenters and Allied Trades does training for the next generation. We give young people the skills they need to excel and succeed in this industry. There's never been a better time for young people to come into an industry. But at the same time, we had discussions today with our Minister of Labor, Shamus O Regan. The construction industry is in crisis mode right now. We need skilled workers. So we will go to Portugal, we'll go to Spain, we need to address that crisis at the moment. We have a long-term plan of apprenticeship with our young people, but at the same time, we need skilled workers right now. That's why we go to the Immigration Minister, Sean Fraser, we speak to the Minister of Labour, Shamus O Regan, we say, work with us to bring in the workers that Canada needs right now.
Neste sentido, será exigido o investimento adequado ao treinamento e aprendizagem através do aumento de financiamento do Programa Sindical de Treinamentos e Inovação, uma vez que os sindicatos fazem um excelente trabalho na formação de aprendizes.
There was a program at Durham College actually. It was a pilot project, so it was free. They were just testing it out, so I wanted to see if maybe I was interested in getting into the field, and I was. And then through there I made some connections and found out about this place, and I'm loving it so far. It's day 4, and yeah, so I'm excited for what the future holds, and I like working with tools and everything and meeting new people, and I'm having a great time.
O investimento de 84,2 milhões de dólares ao longo de 4 anos para apoiar aprendizes de grupos subrepresentados no início da sua carreira e 1.000 milhões de dólares anuais para apoio à aprendizagem por meio de subsídios, empréstimos, créditos fiscais, benefícios de seguro-desemprego durante o treinamento na escola, financiamento de projetos e apoio ao programa Red Seal.
First of all, work together. So, as Francesco knows, we got a group of people in our government who I think phones have changed everything for everybody. So, the Minister of Immigration and the Minister of Employment and the Minister of Natural Resources, we all text each other to make sure that, we are coordinated, we are working together. It's really important now that we work together with immigration. It's very important that we work with our provincial and territorial colleagues. I just met with mine 2 weeks ago. We get along very well. I'm one of these guys who, look, I campaign as a Liberal, but I govern for everybody, and I do that with my colleagues as well. That's what people want. So with provincial and territorial colleagues, we talk an awful lot about what can we do about credentials? How can we increase the mobility of workers in this country? So if you live in Newfoundland, like I do, how can we make it easier for Newfoundlanders or Albertans or whomever to work anywhere in this country? If you're an accredited carpenter here in Ontario and you want to go to a job in British Columbia, how do we make that easier? How do we utilize the people already in this country to make sure that they are realizing their full potential? Because we've got a very interesting problem right now, and it's a nice problem to have. If you had asked me 2 years ago, in the middle of COVID, would we be coming out of this with the highest employment rate in Canadian history, the lowest unemployment rate in Canadian history? I wouldn't have believed it. And here we are. So I'm not complaining, but it comes with its own challenges because we need more people in the trades to fix the infrastructure we need to fix, to improve our electricity power grids, to lower emissions, to build this country. We need to do this urgently. So we're working together, everybody, on this. It's a good problem to have. Problems focus the mind. Problems focus the mind.
I have something to add then. What about training? We just visited this wonderful facility, but does Canada have enough training abilities to train the people that we need?
We just doubled what we call UTIP funding, which is for union training facilities. We've given a considerable amount of money here to this facility, for instance. We deal directly with unions because we also know that they know exactly what their workforce needs. And they provide really good hands-on training, very thorough training. They're driven for diversity as well. It's in their best interest to increase their membership, so they want to get more people there too. I'm really impressed with the facility here. They're doing a heck of a job. Some of the stuff they were telling us they're able to put online, a lot of theory and some things we've learned from COVID do work online. Some things don't. You can't replace what the men and women in here and these apprentices, the training that they're getting. It's good. It's good not only so that they can improve their craft, but also it makes the workplace safer. I mean, just the amount of time, the 84 hours each one of them has to spend on scaffolding, for instance. Scaffolding, as we all know, is a huge issue, and it's a safety issue. So we want very safe work environments. These are craftspeople. These are skilled professionals. It takes a long time in order to become an accredited carpenter in this province or anywhere in this country, something like 4 years. So we want to get people in the pipeline now. We need people now.
A criação de uma mesa de consulta liderada pelos sindicatos para aconselhamento sobre as mudanças no mercado de trabalho, focalizada especialmente nos trabalhadores qualificados a meio da carreira e nos setores de empregos de risco.
What is being done to ensure workers are being paid fairly?
Well, first of all, it's provincial jurisdiction, so I'm going to be careful of Minister McNaughton's jurisdiction. Let me just say that, look, we work very closely together. I think that the Ontario government respects the table as much as we respect the table. And what I mean when I say that is, it is really important that employers and employees reach agreements on their own. We have stood by that, and I've really put my foot down on making sure that all parties realize that we want these agreements reached at the table. The reason being, when governments legislate back to work, they take away the leverage of workers. So you really only want to have to do that if you absolutely have to. But other governments previously did it too easily, too quickly. We really believe that when parties reach those agreements themselves, they're more lasting. I don't have to go through it every year. I don't have to go through it every 2 years. I want lasting agreements. And, I have found on our end, some of the most impressive people in the Canadian public service that I've met, I'm sure the same exists in the provinces and territories, are the people who help bring those people together and reach an agreement. We just averted a Via rail strike. I'm very happy about that. One thing I've learned as Labour Minister is how much we rely on rails in this country. And not just Via for passenger, but let me tell you, CP, CN, I've only gotten a couple of calls from the White House. That was during CP, and they weren't necessarily friendly. They were friendly, but not too friendly, I gotta tell you. We have an integrated network in this continent. And the Americans rely on good Canadian companies like CN and CP to get products to market. And they took that very seriously, I learned. So I wanted to make sure, even when the gun was to my head too, the parties reached an agreement at the table, and they did.
Okay. And we've seen the agreements reached with the construction industry offer 15% wage increase in year one. It was a 3 or 4 week strike, and speaking to Mike York about it. But thankfully everything's been reached. The parties came to an agreement, and everybody's back to work, building the infrastructure in the homes and the buildings and doing all the maintenance that they need to be done here in the province.
Cristina Selva, diretora executiva do College of Carpenters and Allied Trades, expressou o seu contentamento pela possibilidade da construção sindicalizada poder investir no treino de novos trabalhadores.
So we were very, very happy to have Minister O Regan here with us for about an hour of his time to take him through some of the wonderful things that unionized construction can make a reality by investing in training centers like this. If any young people or not so young people are interested in making a career change, we accept applications for general carpentry apprenticeship and floor covering apprenticeship year-round, either through the College of Carpenters and Allied Trades directly. You can contact us, or you can contact the Carpenters Union Local 27. And we do intake and training year-round. Every year, this college trains about 5,000 pre-apprentices, apprentices, and journey carpenters and floor covering installers throughout our various programs. We have pre-apprenticeship programs, apprenticeship programs, continuing education courses, and health and safety courses. And that happens 7 days a week, year-round.
Outra forma de mitigar a escassez de mão de obra é ampliar os processos de imigração, assim como o programa de $10 mil diários às creches, que vai permitir mais mulheres no mercado de trabalho. O investimento em treinamento e programas de emprego para jovens e, através da dedução fiscal da mobilidade laboral, ajudar os trabalhadores a chegar até ao local de trabalho.